Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Dominique. Today's look is going to be centered around the colour red. So as you can't tell, red jumper, red nails and red background. It's going to be all things red. So my eyes here, this is the look that we've got. So we've got a sunset, lovely look with a little bit of glitter on top. So to watch the step-by-step on just that eye tutorial, please continue watching the video, and wait, before you do that, please like, comment and subscribe to my channel for all future updates. Thanks guys. So to start off with my look today, I'm going to prep my eyes, and I'm actually going to do my eye makeup first because I want it to be a bit heavier, and then I'll do my base afterwards. So to know how I do my base, there's a video up here that you can watch, and whilst you're at it, please go have a look at my other videos that are on my channel and let me know if there's anything else that you want to see on my channel as well. So to start off with, I'm going to be using the P. Louise base, and this is in the consistency of Rumour because they do come in a variety of colours and also textures as well. So another example is this Prime and Define, and these are the metallic shades, and there's also the Acid Rain paint in collaboration with Mitchell, and they are slightly thick consistency, which is great for cutting your crease. So the one I'll be using today is the Rumour base. So this is great for prepping your eyes because it really does make the eyeshadow stick to your eyes, which is great, and it also really brings out the pigment in the eyeshadows as well. These can also be used for concealers, for contour, you name it, they're multi-use. So I have it laid out on a palette here, and it's this one here that I'm going to be using, and I'm going to be using the P. Louise base brush that comes with it. So these ones, they usually come in a set. You can buy them, or you can buy the brushes separately as well. You can also use different brushes from different brands. It hasn't got to be, because it's P. Louise, you have to use a P. Louise brush, definitely not. So you can use one like this, which is a Crown Cosmetics one, which is just flat and it's rounded. That's all you really need to use it for, is the brush for it to be flat and rounded. So this Morphe one, you could use it to have it layered on, but if you wanted to cut your crease, a rounded brush is much better. So this one is multi-use. So I'm going to load up my brush with the base, and I'm going to film just my left eye for you guys, and I'll do my right one and my base off camera. So I start off by loading up just one side of the brush. So as you can see here, only one side is covered. I like to keep it one-sided because the other side I like to go in after and pat it all out. I just like it to have a cleaner kind of look to it, but also using the same brush. So I'm going to bring you in a bit closer, and then I'll show you how I carve out my brows. So much closer. So I'm going to have my loaded brush with the Rumour base on. I'm going to carve out my eyebrows. So I'm going to brush my eyebrow to start off with, and I'm using a My Kit Coat My Brush Brow, which is kind of like a toothbrush consistency, but it is great for really getting those hairs up. A lot of soap brow products use brushes like that too, so My Kit Coat is great for brushes as well. So to start off with, I'm gonna just layer the start and just go around the shape of my eyebrows that I want. So I always have my eyebrows the same, so I know just from experience where my eyebrows will be. But say for example, if you're blocking out your eyebrows, you can cover over these bits, you can do whatever, the world's your oyster. So to carve out my brows, I'm just going to follow the line of how my brows are naturally. So what's great about this one, because obviously we've all been in quarantine, hashtag Miss Rona is here, so eyebrows have not been done, they've not been catered to because I'm too lazy to do it myself. So it is really great for covering those hairs that you don't want anybody to see. So I'm just going to lay it on quite thick and bring it down into my nose and then just across my lid. I like to have it on quite thick because I feel the thicker it is, the better the eyeshadow sticks to it, but also the longer it wears as well, which is obviously what we are here for. So I like to bring it out into my nose and across from my eye, just to make sure if there is any shadow there that it gets picked up. If I want to wing it out slightly, that it's covered by the base, so it will be consistent with the colour that is on my inner eye as well. Like so. So after that, I then just make sure that there's no residue on the concealer brush that I just used. So I'm just brushing it off on my palette. And then I like to go back in and tap over where all of the product is. So that's all tapped out, and the reason why I tap it out is to really make sure that it's into my skin and that the product is nice and smooth, so it hasn't got any creases that have been created, obviously where your eyes have been blinking and stuff. So I just really like to pat it out and just to make sure that it is lovely and smooth. I then go in with a Zoeva concealer buffer brush, and this is in 142. There's other brands that have the same kind of brush, so they're short and stompy, but they are still fluffy as well, which is great. So with this, I go over the harsh lines here, so you see like here and here. So with the P. base, if you do leave the line, it's hard to get rid of it after, because obviously you don't want to, if there's eyeshadow going over it, you don't want to get rid of the eyeshadow or whatever. So I just always blend it out before I put anything on my eye. So I'm just going over any of the lines that are there and just really making sure that it's lovely and blended. Like so. I then gonna go back in with this brush and just tap over my eye just to make sure there's nothing there. Like so. So I'm going to be using the Be Perfect Carnival palette, which is in collaboration with Stacey Marie, and I'm going to be focusing around these two columns here. So as I said at the start of the video, I am doing a red kind of sunset kind of vibe, so it will start off to red, go into orange, then go into yellow. So a lovely, lovely sunset, which hopefully I can see once we're allowed to travel again. So the brush I will be using to start off with to really pack on that product is the Zoeva Luxe Soft Definer, and it's short but fluffy as well. So if you go like that, you can see it's quite fluffy, it's not as dense, but it's great for really packing on shades. So the shade that I'm going to be using first is actually a yellow shade called Keen. So Keen is a yellow shade, as I just said, but to make your reds pop, you always use a bit of yellow either on top of it or underneath it, because it will make it red and not pink. So Keen is the bright yellow shade, and I've just got a fluffy brush. This is a 228 Zoeva Luxe Crease brush, and I'm just gonna pop it on my eye, just a little bit. I'm not gonna focus too much on making sure that the colour is really pigmented, because the yellow will be focused on higher up, but it really will help that red stay red. So I'm going to go back in with the soft definer brush, and I'm going to go into the shade in Lust, which is this red tone. So seeing it in the palette already, it has a slight pink to it. So I think I'm going to change what colour shade I'm going to use. I'm going to use the shade Inferno. So Inferno is a real red. Yeah, it's redder than the other one. There's as you see, I'll just bring up the two here. So in Lust is this one here, and then Inferno is this one here. So I think I'm definitely going to go with the Inferno, just to make sure that it's not pink. So I'm just going to load that onto my brush, and then I'm just going to see where the yellow is here. I'm just going to pop it on top of that. And I'm doing short stamping motions because I really want to make sure that that colour's packed onto there. I'm just going to go back in with the shade Keen, just to make sure that it is really a red. Then I go back in with the Inferno on the soft definer brush and just tap over it again, like so. So the edges are a bit harsh here, but that doesn't matter because I'll be blending in the orange shade into it, so it really will create that lovely sunset vibe. So I'm going to actually use the Luxe Crease brush again, which is the 228 from Zoeva that I use for the shade Keen that I've just sweeped across my eye. So I'm going to be using the shade Lit, which is this lovely orange shade on the palette here, this one there. So I'll be using that just as a transitional shade from the red into the yellow. So I'm going to place it just above here, but I'm going to be blending in between the two, so I'm not going to bring it all the way up here. Just going to bring it slightly on this line here and then slightly over to create a slight graduation between the two colours. So once that's done, I've just winged it out slightly as well. I'm going to go back in with that softer finer brush and back in with the shade Inferno, which is that red, to make sure that the red really is a red. So I'm then going to take a smaller brush, so I'm going to take a small little pencil brush like so, which is lovely and fluffy, and it's got long hairs like so. I'm not too sure where this brush is from, but I will find examples of where you can find one. So I'm going to go in with that yellow shade Keen. So this Keen shade here is the one that I've swooped across my lid, but here it is really lovely and bright. So this I'm going to bring over the top of the shade Shuffle and really make sure that it's blended and we haven't got any harsh lines. So I'm going to do the same again where I've slightly gone over where the orange is. So with this lit shade here, I really did go over the Inferno shade as well, just to make sure that the two really do go in together. Like so. So at the minute it kind of looks very very just kind of one colour. But I don't know whether it's because of the lighting or whatever, but when I'm looking at it in my mirror, which is just over here, you can see a gradient from the red, orange and the yellow. So I'll insert some photos of what it looks like at the end, but also as well, you can follow my Instagram for that too. So I'm actually going to add a bit of glitter onto the top of the red shade. So the glitter that I'm going to be using will be a pigment from Peaches and Cream. So 2 ticks, I'll just bring it on, I'll just get it out of my drawer and then I'll bring it on camera. So the pigment that I'm going to be using is in the shade Mermaze, and this is from Peaches and Cream, and it's a lovely iridescent glitter. So I'm actually going to put it on the top of the shade Inferno. So I think it's really just going to give it that little bit of a pop that I want, and it's this lovely, lovely shade here. So I'm going to take this is an Eco Tools double-ended brush. So this is the shader and a liner combination, and these are from Boots. So I'm going to take the edge of the shader brush onto it, and I only really want a little bit of pigment onto this, so I'm just going to tap it lightly across my lid here, like so. I'm then going to do a liner. What am I? I don't know. Let me see, put over a lash on the top of it that I was going to use, because I don't know if I want to add a liner to it. I think it's too pretty for it to do it. So if I just kind of fake put on a lash, I don't think it needs it really. No, I'm not going to put one on. No liner today. So I'm actually going to do the bottoms of my eyes as well. So I'm actually going to put a brown liner in my water crease. In my waterline. So this is the Wet n Wild lovely pencil that I always use, and this is in the shade, I believe it's just called brown. Yeah, I think it's just in the shade brown. So this I've got from Beauty Bay. I think it's like $1.99, and you get a whole lot of eyeliner for this. I've had this for a while, so it was much longer. So I'll link it down below of all the products that I've used today. Like so. So then I'm going to take a short shader fluffy brush like this. I'm going to go back into the Carnival palette, and I think I want to put the orange shade underneath my eye. So I'm going to go into the shade Lit, and I'm just going to just sweep it under my eye here. I'm going to pop and do my other eye off camera, and I'll be back in 2 ticks. So I've just done my other eye off camera, my eyebrows, and added on some lashes. I'm now going to do my base work. So all of my base stuff you can see in a tutorial, which I'll link up here. And whilst you're at it, you might as well subscribe and comment and like on it. But you know, that's just me, that's what I would do. I think you should do it too. So I'm just going to do my base off camera, and then I'll be back in 2 ticks. Hi guys, so welcome back. So I've just done my base off camera, and I've also done my lips as well. And as you can see, this is the finished look. So you can see it goes from a red, an orange and a yellow, and I've also got that glitter topper that I put on top of my lid to just give it that extra pop. So this is the finished look. Let me know your thoughts below, and for future videos please DM me on Instagram if there's anything else that you would like to see. Bye guys.